Here with Wyoming Seminary coach Scott Green. Coach, we're here at Pennsylvania Prep States.
How you doing?
Having a good run right now. Looks like we're just before the finals. You got somebody in every weight class in the finals except for one.
Yeah.
Can you tell us your thoughts on the team's performance so far?
I think we've done what we need to do. You know, you come into this tournament, you know you're going to be a heavy favorite. If you're not going to be in the finals, you're going to come and pin your way back to third, and that's what Justin Hoyle did. And then everybody else is doing their job and getting in there, staying healthy, dominating, and not doing anything that's going to disrupt the end game there.
Gotcha. So soon we'll find out how you do in the finals. Next weekend you got Prep Nationals. Can you tell us your thoughts going into the Nationals? Are there any key weight classes you're looking at?
I think that the Prep finals kind of start tonight, or today with the finals here, because that's going to be important for positioning, for seeding, and stuff like that. And we're going to need to go in and try to win as many as we can here and maximize our seeding potential for next week, so we have the blueprint laid out to make a run at it. I think that it's always good to have a bunch of seniors in the lineup because they've been through this before, but we feel like our success is through our team, and if we can get 14 guys into the All-American round next week at Lehigh, things will take care of themselves. So
right.
We're hopeful for that.
You mentioned you got a senior-rich team. A lot of these guys were on the team wrestling when you guys won championships 2 years ago, and lost to Blair last year.
Yeah.
Can you reflect a little bit on the senior? You got senior-rich team. Tell me a little bit your reflections about the seniors. And
it's really rewarding to have guys. I mean, you're in a boarding school situation. Attrition is going to be a factor. Homesickness is going to be a factor, but the majority of the guys that are wrestling for us tonight as seniors have been here for three or 4 years. So to see them outside of the wrestling world grow together, become friends, people that are going to be lifetime friends in your life, that's really what a good chunk of seminary is all about. So to see them culminating that here in the next couple of weeks is pretty special. A lot of them are going to the same colleges. Got a couple guys going to ODU. Some of them are joining other SEM alum in other places. So that part of the family kind of stays intact all the time. And now all they got to do is just wrestle up to their capability. Everything's great as far as team cohesiveness and everybody liking each other goes, but they want to go out with a bang. They've talked about it for the last month, how important it is to them ever since the loss to Blair at the duel, and they're kind of unified in that goal for next week.
Good. So you've been doing this for a long time. Last time we talked a little bit about where you were as a coach. Can you tell me, do you still get the same enjoyment from coaching guys for that kind of period of time? Through their high school career, does it change as you evolve as a coach?
Sometimes it changes. I mean, I think there's guys that are at this point where we're running essentially a college room, so you're really not spending as much time, especially the last month of the season, with instruction and things like that, and you're really just trying to make sure that they are as healthy of an individual as you can put out there, physically, emotionally, mentally, all that stuff. And it definitely makes a difference when you've got guys at the end of their career, because you know the things that they've done in the past that have prevented them from reaching their full potential, and you know the things that they need to do to be successful. We talk a lot about just visualizing and having guys go, I'm like, the best thing you can do at night when you're not cracking your books is to watch video of yourself when you're wrestling well, and to just kind of look at that. And these guys have a body of work for us to kind of draw back on and say, hey, look at this match from 2 years ago. How'd you feel when you were hitting that? Because that's the kind of shot that you need to hit the next couple of weeks to be successful. Watch that, visualize it, drill it at practice, and having them for a long time makes that easier.
Gotcha. Any thoughts on how you're going to reload?
Well, I mean, I think the biggest thing that we've done in the last 4 or 5 years is create a feeder program through Excalibur Wrestling. So if you look at our lineup now, Jake Hendricks, Penny Baker, Jack Davis, those guys have grown up in our wrestling room, or in with Coach Bonomo and Coach Middich as our youth coaches. So the more that we can do that, the more we know. We got a couple really good freshmen who aren't in the lineup right now that could certainly step in next year. Michael Doggett, Jake Stefanovich, and those are kids that have been with us for their whole wrestling careers.
Yeah.
So the more that we can do that, and then our reputation is strong enough that we're always going to attract really, really good kids. the combination of those two things together, we're going to be fine.
Okay. Last question. You guys wrestle a tough schedule, maybe the toughest in the country.
I like to think so, yeah.
Yeah. So, will you continue to do that? Do you think, what are the benefits of wrestling the toughest schedule in the country?
Battle tested. You come into an event like this, a finals like this, and there's a lot of good wrestlers in the finals, but our guys are battle tested.
Mm-hmm.
They know they've been in fights before, and they're going to need to draw on those experiences when we wrestle in the finals tonight, and we wrestle down at Lehigh next week. Being battle tested, there's no substitute for it.
Let get out of here after this question.
Yeah.
You've been doing it a long time. Are you learning more about wrestling still, or is it more about the individual that you're coaching at this point?
And the wrestling evolves so much that you're always learning about it. You're seeing technique. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when I was coaching high school, a lot of leg riding and stuff like that. And now our guys are chopping, capturing a wrist and going for tilts. So yeah, I think you're always.
That used to be popular in the 80s.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You're always learning about wrestling, especially now with funk rolls and funk passes. But I think the core of our job, the most important part of it is coaching people and coaching kids. So that, I think, is where we spend the most of our time, especially in a boarding school situation. The most of our energy goes into coaching the kid. And then, some is coaching technique and coaching wrestling, but a lot of it is coaching people.
Thanks for the time, Coach.
Yeah,
Good
no
luck.
problem. Yep.